Hey, welcome to my channel. This video is a VOD review I did with one of my students. If you would like to get a VOD review for free, just go into the description of this video so we can get one started. Any rank, any role. I would love to help. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. Enjoy the show. This one is a little bit more tedious. I feel like, in this, this just comes with playing the game and understanding that, in the beginning of the game, our auto attacks are actually quite nice. You're dealing 55 damage. Well, not necessarily because of the armor and magic resist, but you can see how, how low our HP bar is. She's at 595 and it's like, we only need like 20 autos and we probably kill her. You're just gonna see that after you guys was trying, you were trying to get the fiddlesticks that was in the back. And then you guys both step up, and then as you guys try to retreat, Misfortune was starting to kill you guys. Also, that heal was very random. I think it was it because of the speed boost that you want to get this fiddle?
Yes, I wanted to try and capture the fiddle.
I would say just flash here. If you really want this fiddle right now, you just flash for him. Because it's like, you need 2 autos, or you get a Q on him, and he's just dead, He doesn't have flash anymore. Yeah. He might be able to exhaust you, but Twitch will be able to come for backup if anything does happen. And also, you would still have heal on top of it.
I'm very wary of flashing because multiple times I've been caught out by them just getting both their buffs and then heading for a gank, and I wasn't sure where they had started this match. So the Briar absolutely terrified me, so I didn't want to burn flash for no reason.
You actually didn't know where the Briar was at the beginning of the game. She's right here. Yeah, she's right here. This is 140. That's not my point. The point is, while you're retreating from trying to kill this fiddlesticks, Misfortune was the only one. She was fighting a 2v1 here. You guys have the opportunity to actually still fight this, and you just need to auto her. Yeah. You're gonna see that Twitch starts turning on her, but you need to help him here, because you have like probably a second auto here. This would probably be a third auto here. This would probably be a 4th auto. This would probably be a 5th auto. And you can see how low she is. Like, she's almost dead. But if you were just there with your autos, just value auto attacks in the beginning of the game. They're actually very nice and they do a lot of damage. And also, when you're focusing, like, let's say Twitch is focusing the Misfortune, make sure you double focus instead of split focus. Let's talk about, just keep poking, you being, okay, yeah. In this moment, you just stepped up way too far. I feel like you can replay this death in your mind 100 times. Or, well, I don't know if you died here. I think you just took a lot of damage. Or
yeah, I think I had it back.
But it's like, we're just overstepping here. Not here. This is fine so far. But after this, we're just hella overstepping here. Like, this is way too far. It's way too far.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to do this. We can just poke. You're all about poking and jotting them down. But this is way too aggressive. And you're just about cause. You're very squishy. You might as well just try to keep poking them with Q and just back off. There's no point to play this aggressively. If you're playing a different champion, this is like kind of okay. Like if you're playing like a Blitzcrank, if you're playing a Thresh,
like an Owl Star.
Yeah, stuff like that. It would be this, like, this positioning wouldn't be so terrible. But since you are like a poke support and also a damage dealing one, you don't have a lot of tools to stop you from getting caught, and you just die really quickly.
I've been told before that I should try and aim for like a triangle with my ADC.
You should always aim for that. I would like you to target whoever the ADC is targeting. So if the ADC is wanting to go for the Misfortune, you just back him up and just do dual targeting. You know, dual targeting is just better because if you beat them at a 2v2 and kill one of them, it is a 2v1, and this guy's most likely going to die with it. In most cases. Still strive for the triangle, because the triangle is not only to know if the Twitch can support you or not, but it's also to know if like you're overextending, because we can even see this is like okay positioning at the moment, but before it was like this is our triangle, like it is like almost non-existent. Like this Twitch is out of this fight, and it's like even if you want to go for this guy, this Twitch is out. This Twitch is not playing right now. So you can see how you just need to make all these sides equal. The more equal they are, the better, because you know your Twitch can support you and you can support your Twitch. Next, we're going to talk about just being patient. People rush things. It happens a lot. It happens to a lot of players. It's just we're rushing. You have so much time in the world. You know Sejuani's coming down here. She pinged you, and you stayed because Sejuani pinged you, and she was like, I'm coming. But we just need to play so safe, so passive, and just wait. Because Sejuani, no matter what, will be able to get through this bush, and we know that she can at least get a pretty decent gank. But if we just wait here, wait just a little bit longer, we would be perfectly fine.
But instead I pushed, looking for an ult, and...
Yeah, you just get immediately canceled, and you're just dead. But if we just waited that just like a little bit longer, this Sejuani would have gotten a great gank on them, and probably both of them die here. And you might have died here as well, but Sejuani in the end only trades with the misfortune here. So you guys died. They got 2, you got 1, so it's like it's worse. Just be patient. Don't engage for yourself. Be patient. Let the Sejuani engage. If there's any type of jungler that is like really tanky, that has good engage, most junglers do. Most junglers have really good engage. Just let them do their engage and just follow up. Just follow up on them. Next, we're going to talk about your warding. Your wards are very bare bones so far, and we can get so much more with wards than you might. We're going to talk about wards a lot in this VOD review. There's like 4 or 5 moments where it's not only about warding, but also about getting better wards, because the wards that we get are kind of shallow. They don't do much. They do help us a little bit, but we can get so many better wards, because you ward the Dragon Pit, you ward this bush, and those are the only 2 wards that we place. But you see how we have so much time here? You do not need to be in lane until this wave crashes into his tower, or if you want to help the Twitch. But like, you don't have to be here. Like, she's just farming for free right now, you know? There's no reason to be here. So we can go further. We can get this ward. Maybe we can get a ward over this wall as well. But you can see how these wards are more helpful, because it spots if the jungler is around here, and you know if he's bot side. And then also a ward here. Like, these 3 wards are like... I like to think of wards as like a triangle, or like you should get a triangle of wards, so they can support you in multiple different ways. That's like a weird triangle. I would say more like this, where we have this ward, or in this ward, and like this ward. You can see how no matter where they go, they're going to get spotted somewhere. Somewhere they're going to get spotted. Either being spotted from this ward, either getting spotted from this ward, or either getting spotted from this ward, you know? So no matter where they go, we know where they are. The wards that you give are very linear, or very like a line. You can see like this is just a line. And then if you even just get this one, it's still a line. It's not very helpful, because no matter where the Briar is, and we're going to see that Briar still gets a gank off of you, because you have a little bit, like the wards aren't as good, and also I would say you're probably not checking your map as much. But you can see how if you get a ward over here, we will spot her earlier, and we will have more time to retreat. But we're gonna see how these wards absolutely just don't help you. Fiddlesticks does come here eventually. I think he does clear that ward, but you place another one. You can see how we actually spot the Briar right here, but we just don't have the reaction time to get away. And if we literally just placed a ward here, she would have been spotted immediately, and we would have known that she was heading towards bot side.
Yes, but question about the deeper wards. I've been told Vel'Koz is so extremely squishy that if you do not have a stronger ADC, you shouldn't be warding as deep, because you're more likely to get caught out and killed.
Yes, Vel'Koz is very squishy, but we can say that the way you're not going super deep. We're not going in here, you know. I don't want you to get these wards. Like, I understand like going too deep, but just a ward here and here or here, like, is 100 times better than a ward here, here, and here, you know, because then we have that triangle now. But like, this ward isn't that deep, and like, if you ever get caught on this ward, you can either retreat mid lane, retreat to your jungler if your jungler's here, or retreat to bot lane. It just depends on what you want to do. But also, when you're going for wards, if you want to be extra safe, this was a point that I wanted to talk about, because there is a point where we face check a bush and we die because of it. Make sure that we use our abilities, like our Q, just to see if anyone's there. now we're going to talk about a good roam that you did. You don't roam often, which is okay because you are in a pretty low elo, but this roam that you did was really good. There's only one problem I have with it. I want you to spot it for yourself to see if you know why I have a problem with the roam a little bit. But we come back into lane, we see that Twitch is backing, and we know we have some time to roam, so we're going to go for a roam. And we're just roaming straight down the river, and now we're here, and we catch the Yone off guard. And then we didn't really help too much, but hey, we got a good roam off. Do you know what you could have done?
We didn't ward at all.
Yeah, you didn't ward. Yeah, exactly. There wasn't a single ward you placed. I don't care if you don't get this one, but like you hug this wall, you get this one down. You keep hugging this wall, you get a ward down here. You know, it's free vision, super free vision if we're gonna do this. And it also helps us go back into lane as well. You already see that. You're playing pretty safe now because you're going to walk this way because you're scared of walking down the river anymore, which is honestly very explanatory. You shouldn't be walking down the river anymore. This vision can help you know if like someone's about to collapse on you or if someone else is coming in the mid-fight. Let's go on and talk about just a simple pay attention to your map more. Just simple as that. Pay attention to your map more. Yeah. We knew exactly what was going to happen in this play, but we're just way too focused on this misfortune. We see that Fiddlesticks finished his mid gank, and he's coming back bot side. We see him for a good couple of seconds, and we know he's walking down here, but we just totally ignore him.
Yeah.
So just pay attention to your map more. Like just 1 second of checking while you're in the lane would just been super beneficial, you know? Just one little look, you would have seen that the fiddle is coming down, and that would have probably helped you guys back off. And then we're gonna talk about another time where we're just walking to the jungle and we don't place a single goddamn ward. I understand that you technically shouldn't be placing a ward down here because you have a Baron coming up, and technically we should be placing wards on the top side, but we're just walking through this jungle. We go from top side all the way to bot side. You see how we have this line vision again? This line vision is very useless because it doesn't show us like anything except what's in the river. You see how you're walking already in the enemy jungle right now, and like just a quick pop, bam, we got 2 wards, pretty good, awesome. Now we can play around them. Okay, so now this is a moment that you actually do walk into the jungle and you actually do play some wards, but these wards aren't the best, and it's just like the same thing that I've been talking about over and over in this VOD review, where we're just getting linear wards where it's just like a line of nothing rather than like getting a triangle. You can see how we place a ward here, we place a ward here, and then we place a ward here. And you can see how this is so linear. This does nothing to really help us, but there's so much more that we could have done with these wards. Literally just go up to the Baron pit, ward this. Even, I don't even know, we don't really need this ward. I would say get this ward away and also get this ward away because we can also step up here and ward this as well. But you can see how this ward is very linear, and if you just had maybe I don't really like this ward either. Yeah. Because it's very like secluded. You can see that it's very secluded.
You could just ward the entrance themselves instead of warding the tribe.
Exactly. You understand that this ward doesn't really help you too much. Instead of showing you who is probably pushing top, you can see that this vision is kind of terrible. But if we just place a ward here, we can see if they enter the jungle. And we don't have to worry about it. But you can see how these wards are like, if we just place better ones, it's very simple better ones here, here, and probably here. We have a triangle of vision, and it also spreads out a bit more, so we get to see a lot more because of it. It's one of the deaths where we just use a blast cone straight into the dragon pit. You're just putting yourself in a bad position. Do you see that?
Yeah.
In my eyes, as a Vel'Koz, I would never be doing this. Or like hitting a blast cone. Or just being in the dragon pit. Because we have 0 escapability over the wall. So we can't get out. And the only way out is this way. And that is towards the enemy. So we should not hit this blast cone, follow our fizz. We get misfortune here for free, you know? or
Fair
we
enough.
maybe get the Quinn. What I want you to work on with your wards, or how I want your wards to work. You can see how you have like a small little triangle here. You made a small little triangle, but you can see how it's still very linear. It's literally just giving you this, all of this, and that's it. We just need to spread it out more. But you can see we're just walking straight and just placing wards in one cohesive spot, and this doesn't really this is not as helpful as maybe getting this one. I understand if you don't want to step up here, but this, like, you can also maybe even get this one or this one. I mean, like, just these two, honestly. But you can see how this is just, you just need to spread out your wards more, because this is just very tight and it does nothing.